So I was watching this debate with Jordan Peterson in which he said that happiness is a shallow pursuit, that there are higher pursuits in life, like the pursuit of meaning. And there are other philosophers who have made similar points, like Zizek, who said that happiness is a conformist category. And in fact, many of the postmodern philosophers that Jordan Peterson so often criticizes made the same point back in the 1970s, like the French philosophers saying that they're not after happiness, that they're after meaning, even if it comes with all this terrible suffering and anguish. The assumption, of course, being that the pursuit of happiness kind of turns you into a reward seeking little mouse, seeking his neurochemical release by pressing a pedal. And that is not a truly human meaning. We are above the rest of the animal kingdom and we have these wonderful, lofty meanings, and those are above that pedal pressing neurochemical release. However, we now know, due to 30 years of terror management theory, that the pursuit of what we call meaning in our society is primarily a pursuit of anxiety relief, which is also a decrease on neurochemicals making us anxious. That is the primary function. So, when we talk about meaning, we usually refer to enduring meaning, meaning that lives on after our individual deaths. For religious people, that means the afterlife, souls, reincarnations, and so on. For secular people, it means living up to the standards or contributing to meanings that live on beyond our individual deaths. That could be the nation state, patriotism, or it could be progress, being a productive member of a society with those enduring meanings, the future of the family units. It could mean, the contribution to a work of art that leaves a trace behind. It could be the memories of other people, memories of you, and so on. And all these things, according to the various mortality salience and death thought accessibility studies of terror management theory, are proven to simply provide with a relief from the death anxiety that is a result of a clash between a very animalistic, very biologically based instinct of survival and the byproduct of your self awareness, which is an awareness of the end of your life, a death awareness. So that clash between your survival instinct and the awareness of death results in an anxiety which releases chemicals that make you anxious. And that anxiety is then relieved through illusions of enduring meaning, which entails personal significance within that structure of meaning. Since, of course, it is by having a role in a structure of meaning that you acquire your sense of personal immortality, whether it be symbolic or literal, whether it be religious or secular. And so, no, it is not indeed to be described as something separate from happiness, but rather a prerequisite to happiness, since the absence of pain usually is considered to be the prerequisite to the pursuit of pleasure. The thing is that this anxiety is very deeply hidden, very deeply immersed in the unconscious. And therefore, you could have somebody who refuses to give up their belief system, their meaning structure, and is being burnt at the stake for doing so, whether that be Christianity or socialism or progress, some believe, or their country, dying for their country, being burnt. And at that moment, of course, they're not happy as they're being burnt alive, but the very deeply held unconscious anxiety that that belief system was helping buffer. That is something that they're holding on very tightly because there is a suffering, an existential suffering that is very, very powerful and that makes humans, in fact, withstand great physical suffering, great physical anguish in order to overcome this deeply held, unconsciously hidden death anxiety.